Are you doing content daily and you're starting to burn out? That happens to a lot of us. So I want to show you how I repurpose my content. And repurposing is my love language. So let me show you what I'm talking about. I always want you to start out with a hero. A hero is something that is the biggest piece that you do. That could be a blog post, that could be a newsletter, that could be a video, which is the example I'm going to show you today. That could be maybe you write for Medium or for Substack or something like that. Think about the biggest piece, the longest piece of content that you have. That is your hero. You start out with that. And that one, I want you to spend a lot of time on. That's the one where you do your research, you make sure that your points are really great and whatever you're saying is awesome. Then that is what you put into ChatGPT or Claude or whatever AI system you use, and you repurpose it for all the other places that you're on, like Instagram or LinkedIn, or maybe a newsletter or something that you do internally for your folks on your email list. So I'm going to show you what I do. I'm going to start with my video. So I always start with this video, and I'm just going to play it for 2 seconds. And this is my hero content. Out there right now saying, I spend a lot of time on this one. This is the one that I research. This is the one that I make sure looks good and sounds good, is best for my abilities, right? Then what happens next? I take that script, which is my hero content. I put that script into ChatGPT. So let me show you what that looks like. I say, write a LinkedIn article for this. So here you can see it created a LinkedIn article. Bam, bam, bam. Love it, love it, love it. And then I also go deeper and I say, write a post to intro to this newsletter, make it short, because on LinkedIn, when you do a LinkedIn newsletter, you need to have a post with it. So I did that. And then I told it like, hey, I didn't like what you did, rewrite it, make a better hook. And so I just kind of like teach it and tell it what to do. This is a custom content AI bot that I use. It knows who I am. So I'm not giving it giant prompts. If you're starting out, big prompts, lots of details, but mine's already trained. And then at this point, I can say, hey, create a Substack post note, call it a note. And so then it'll take my copy that I put together for that video, the hero, and it actually will write a short note. And then you can keep doing that however you want to do it. So that is one way to repurpose. And the other way to do that is if you start with video like I did, you take that video and you repurpose that video somewhere. So I'm going to show you what that looks like a little bit here. So here's the LinkedIn that we talked about. Here's the post for the video that is no longer a video now. Now it's text. And so here's the text, blah, blah, blah. I took that video and you can see here, and I clip it into Instagram Reels. So now the horizontal YouTube is now vertical, and I put that on my Instagram and also on my TikTok. You can see here that the third video on the right is the faceless business from the hero. I also have already done the Substack. So here's the newsletter Substack. And you saw in my ChatGPT example what it looks like when I actually created the note, which is shorter if you're using Substack. So this is the repurposing that I do. You can literally do this like 15 times, 20 times. A lot of times when you have a big blog post or a big video, there's so much content you get out of that. My choice is I like to do content weekly. So I do my content every week. I write a script for my video, or at least the bullets, because I don't really read from a teleprompter. And then I repurpose for 5-6 days for the following week. So then I have the whole week done. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So basically, I decided, what do I need to do? What do I need to create? So what I like to do is I like to do a YouTube video. That's my hero. You can do a blog post or a newsletter, whatever yours is. Then from that hero, I like to take 3 shorter videos, and I use that on YouTube Shorts, on TikTok, and on Instagram Reels. So now I got 3 platforms that I'm going to be using those videos. And then I wanted to write one newsletter. That one newsletter, I repurpose even more. I have a Substack, I have a LinkedIn newsletter, and I have my own newsletter. So that newsletter then gets repurposed a little bit, 3 different versions, so they're not exactly the same for those platforms. Then I have a blog, and I'm going to be honest, because transparency is the name of the game, and that's how I like to roll, is that I have been neglecting my blog. I am going to start it again in 2026, but I'm supposed to have a blog. I also like to do a quote, so everything doesn't look the same. This is for social media, so I don't always have reels. I always have like images or quotes or something like that, which brings me to the carousel. Same thing. I have a carousel post. That's the post where you can swipe through. Carousels are really big right now as when I'm recording this. And then I have like 3 written posts, and that is because I do write a lot on LinkedIn and Substack, and so those are just copy, just text. What I wanted to show you here is that I only spent 2 days on this, and I don't spend that much time. I would say the video takes the longest because I have to write it, then I have to record it, then I have to edit it, and then I have to create 3 short videos from it. I would say I spend like 3 hours on that. That's like the biggest. And then I sometimes the same day I will do the other work, but sometimes I don't. For those of you that don't know, I am the vice president of marketing at Techstars. So I'm busy Monday through Friday, and it that job takes all of my time. So for me, I have to do it on the weekends. So then on Sunday, I repurpose, and that's where I go into ChatGPT, as you just saw. I also started using Claude. I kind of go back and forth, to be honest. I don't know which one I like better, but then I do all the stuff that we talked about, which is the written content. All right. So this is the creation portion of it. So now let me show you the posting portion of it. The posting is, you can see here, my video I do on Tuesdays. Partly the reason is I read somewhere that Tuesdays do really well, and my audience looks on Tuesdays. So my YouTube channel is pretty new, so I might change this. I'm just testing this out right now. I just literally started it a month ago, really, is when I really started. So that's why I'm testing it on Tuesdays. And so you can see here, all the stuff that I created. I have the quotes going out on all my social media platforms. I have the newsletter going out on LinkedIn, email, Substack. I'm supposed to have the blog on Tuesday. And then you can see here the way I do it. Don't do it the same way. Every industry is differently. The days that I post on, every industry is differently. You need to look at your own analytics to see when are most people coming through, and that's when you want to post. A lot of the stuff I can do on the weekend. I can do on Sunday, and I can literally schedule it. Like LinkedIn lets me schedule, YouTube lets me schedule. So I don't have to go in on those days. I don't have to post on those days. Basically, I schedule all this stuff for the week. And then during the week, I do nothing. I don't take a lot of time doing this. You saw in ChatGPT how fast I went. And so that is repurposing the way that I do it. I get a ton of content out from one hero. Please do the same thing. Don't restart everything over and over again. You are going to burn out. I see this way too many times. So pick your hero content and then repurpose it. And that way your life is a lot easier. And maybe you love repurposing as much as I do. Thanks.